Sam has made a decision today that is in the best interest of his family. I respect that. I know the team respects that, and we'll all move forward as a team.
You made a lot to say about infighting. He's essentially said it's dirty politics in the Liberal Party room. He doesn't use those exact words, no, but that's clearly the inference. You running a dirty party room?
Absolutely not, and I reject the premise of that. I've set clear expectations of my team. These are historical matters in terms of what Sam is referring to.
Not that long ago, just a couple of months.
These are historical matters in terms of what Sam is referring to. They didn't happen under my leadership. And one of the reasons that I put my hand up for the leadership was to ensure that we are squarely focused on the interests of Victorians, that we are listening to Victorians, because we know that people are afraid in their homes. We know that they can't pay their bills, that they're worried that when they call an ambulance, it won't turn up. And that's my job, and the job of my team going forward is to ensure we are listening to Victorians. We're doing everything we can to earn their trust. We set out our plan as an alternative government, and that's my commitment to them, whilst respecting that people are going to make decisions about their future. Sam has made a decision about his future that is in the interest of his family, and I respect that.
So do you disagree with his characterisation, or are you saying that this is all a matter for the Liberal Party, under the former leadership?
This is a matter for Sam. Only Sam can speak to his statement and to the commentary around his statement. And I'll leave that for him to do so at a point he feels comfortable in the future.
But surely you'd be concerned with some of the right
Well, I've made it very clear to my team. I've set clear expectations that we are to be focused. We are to be focused on one thing over the next 11 months, and that is the Victorian people. Because I know from speaking to Victorians every day that they want to see change in this state. They think that this is a tired, out-of-touch government, and they are looking for leadership. They are looking for change. And it's my job and my team's job to provide that over the next 11 months. And that's my commitment to them. Sam's made a decision. He's made a decision that's in the interests of his family. I understand that he's got to put his family first. It's disappointing. He's a loss to the team, but that doesn't mean that he's not going to do other things, and our team won't continue, and we will continue to focus on the needs of Victorians.
Are you disappointed that he put his hand up to be the deputy leader of the whole opposition just 2 months ago and back on it?
Look, that's a matter for Sam. That's a matter for Sam to speak to. But what I will say is, I think it's quite common for people over the Christmas period, over the holiday season, to reflect on what's ahead, reflect on what they want to achieve in the next 12 months. And running for election, it's a big job. It takes an incredible toll on your family, an incredible amount of time, not to mention holding a shadow ministry and the deputy leadership. And Sam's decided that it's not for him. I respect that, and I'll give him the space to spend time with his family.
This is your deputy leader. When you find yourself having to fight against your own team, it becomes impossible.
Sorry, can you just start that?
When you find yourself having to fight against your own team, it becomes impossible to do the job. Well, that's not the standard of politics Victorians deserve. He's talking as deputy leader, so on deputy leader letterhead about your party room.
And I'll leave that for Sam to speak to. I can't speak to Sam's commentary around the last 12 months or 3 years in the Parliament. I'll leave that for Sam to speak to. But I know that I have a good relationship with Sam. We had a good coffee this morning. He spoke about the conversations he's had with his family, the decision he's made, and I'm going to respect that. I'm going to respect the fact that he has asked for time with his family, and we'll leave him to do that. We'll give him that space. But my commitment to Victorians is I know that my team and my expectation is that for the next 11 months, we focus on Victorians. Because the difference between us and the government is we are listening to Victorians. We understand their needs. Just yesterday, we saw a senior minister gaslighting Victorians when it came to the fact that there's not a crime crisis in this state. That is the difference between us and the government. We will listen to Victorians. We will listen to you. We will understand your needs and we will outline an alternative. And that's my commitment and that's what I'm focused on.
Did you see that statement before it went out this morning?
I had a good discussion with Sam. He spoke to the statement and then he issued it.
Were you aware of the meetings of it?
Sam spoke to me about the statement. We had a good conversation. I understand his reasoning, I understand the discussions he's had, and I understand his resolve in this as well. We had a really good chat. He explained that he'd had lots of conversations over the summer. He'd taken that time to reflect. I think sometimes there's an opportunity to step back from the day-to-day of politics over the summer as well, and he did that, and he realised that the next 12 months, he didn't see a campaign on his horizon. He saw the opportunity to take a different direction, to spend more time with his family.
How concerned are you about the message it sends to other potential future candidates that your party, your team, essentially bullied out first term MP?
Well, I don't accept the premise of that, and I speak to lots of people every single day at the moment who are saying they want to run for the Liberal Party at the next election. Why? Because they want to be part of the change that Victoria needs and the change that Victoria deserves. People are excited about the opportunity for change. They know that this state is headed in the wrong direction. Whether it's the economy, whether it's crime, whether it's healthcare, whether it's young people not having any hope that they'll ever be able to afford their own home. I know that there are people right around this state who want to be part of the Liberal team, who are putting their hands up for pre-selection, and I would encourage every Victorian to consider about how can they be part of this change, and many of them, that will mean being part of the Liberal Party team going into the election.
You made a point at the end of the year, the team that you picked was the team that you were taking to the election. Sam was clearly frustrated and exhausted at the end of last year. You see it in his, demeanour. Are you frustrated that he left the decision, I guess, to down the road rather than making it before that leadership team was chosen?
No, I think Sam made a decision in his own time. I think I had good conversations with Sam at the time of deciding shadow ministries. I know that what the tourism, the major events, the trade and investment portfolios that he holds are the portfolios that he wanted to hold. And I think he took the time over the break. And as I said, I think there's an opportunity over that Christmas period, that week between Christmas and New Year where you don't know what day it is, to step back from the day-to-day of politics. And I think he's realised that he wants more of that time with Brit and the kids, more of an opportunity to be at home and to spend time with them. And I respect that, and I understand how he's come to this decision and the timing around it.
In hindsight, do you wish the vote for Deputy had gone differently, given that way we've ended up today?
No, I think the vote for Deputy actually reflects the fact that Sam is respected in the party room. He's liked. He's been elected twice now as Deputy Leader of the Victorian Liberal Party room. And it demonstrates that he's been well liked in the Liberal Party and well respected, and people saw him having a role. This is a decision that he's taken after consultation with his family, and decided not to continue forward in a campaign year, the rough and tumble of a campaign, and decided to go in a different direction.
How confident none of your backers were the background in against Sam over the last year?
Very confident. And as I said, I can't speak to the issues that Sam has raised. They're issues for Sam, and I'll leave it to him to make further comments on that at a time that he intends to speak publicly. But at this time, he's asked for space, he's asked for time with his family, and an opportunity to take that time, reflect on the decision he's made, and move forward.
You mentioned any names to you and warn you about them?
Will you ask him though to explain? Surely it concerns you that he's saying that people in your party room are undermining their leadership in the
Look, these are historic issues, and I've been very clear since I took on the leadership around my expectations of the team. I've outlined our priorities, our focus, and I know that the team that we have is focused on that. I speak to my team members every single day. I've spoken to them over the break, and what we've spoken about is the opportunity ahead, the opportunity to ensure that we are putting our best foot forward and offering Victorians that alternative. Because at the end of the day, we're not doing this for us. We're not doing it for the Liberal Party room. We're doing this because of Victoria and for Victorians. We know that Victorians desperately want to see change in this state. And my job is to lead the team to ensure that we outline that alternative plan and we earn the trust of Victorians so that they want to vote for the Liberal and Nationals at the next election.
Have you sought to speak to him again since you released that, what could only be described as a scathing release?
I spoke to Sam at length this morning, and I'm sure
Was that before or after the release came out?
I spoke to him before it went out. We spoke about the statement, and then I'm sure I'll speak to him later today in the coming days as well.
This morning, the first you heard that he was not going to
Yeah, as I said, he took the time over the summer break. He only came to this decision over the past few days. We had the opportunity to sit down this morning, have a chat, have a coffee, and talk it through. And he made that decision because he had the opportunity to step back from the day-to-day of politics over Christmas and the New Year period, and he made that decision in consultation with Brit and with his kids.
When did he book that coffee in your?
Oh, it was a pre-organised coffee from a few days ago.
Can I ask on something else? The pill testing site, the government's put out some figures today on how many tests have been done and how many samples have gone through and what's being found. Where are you on pill testing? Like a permanent site, support it, need more of them?
Look, we've got our concerns around pill testing. We don't think this is the right approach to tackling the use of drugs at festivals in particular. And we don't want to see the opportunity for further pill testing sites. We want to look at how we can actually support people to step away.
It was Victoria's opposition leader Jess Wilson asked about the shock decision of her deputy Sam Groth not to recontest at the next election, a move that has surprised many of his colleagues. And he had some scathing words from them, saying part of this is because of pressure from within the party that he says he's been facing. We heard that Jess Wilson say she respects that decision from Sam Groth, had a good discussion with him and said that he spoke to his wife over the break and he's comfortable with that call he's made. She also suggested there will be discussions in the coming days about who could replace him, and a good question there from that Victorian press pack. What does it say about the talent of the Victorian Liberals that both the leader and deputy are first-term MPs? We heard Jess Wilson reject the premise of that question, encouraging people to join the Victorian Liberal Party.